7955.
Back on Get Down to Business, the show that's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship, and joined by our returning guest, Kevin Einbinder, who serves as Senior Project Manager at Tandem HR. Kevin, welcome back to the program.
Thank you. Great to be back.
So we've talked in the past about wellness programs and how important they are, but I'm curious, how long does it take to see financial savings after implementing a wellness program at your business or organization?
You know something, one of the biggest debates before I answer that question is the ROI of a wellness program. So that said, people have to be patient. You know, the fact is that they want to get results real quickly. And if they're going to invest, be it thousands or whatever it is going to be in a wellness program, there's kind of the low dangling fruit. And then there's the stuff that's going to be more significant. So what I mean by the low dangling fruit is a lot of programs we offer is we sponsor. It could be everything from a Weight Watchers program to a smoking cessation program, wellness coaching, things of that nature. So being able to benchmark where employees are at. So, for example, what we do is as part of setting up that benchmark is we do a health risk assessment. And we see, okay, where is the employee base right now? So if you want to see results, what you could do is, let's say somebody who's listening to the show wants to put together a wellness program. They can contact us. What we would do is put together a health risk assessment, get a pulse of the wellness of the employees as of today. Then fast forward a couple months, implement a few programs, and see, have things changed? Now, a quarter is probably not going to do much. That's why we more want to look at maybe 6 months and then a year out or so. But, you can always do the stress management and time management, and those are more the low-hanging fruit. What I mean by the longer-term type of things is more doing the biometric screenings that we're looking at body mass index, we're looking at blood pressure, we're looking at cholesterol, we're looking at all these different indices, and then being able to intervene, the wellness coaching and all that, and then benchmarking and seeing what the numbers come back at a year after that. Interesting.
So how can a company know what the best type of program for their employees are? How do you guide them at Tandem HR?
I really believe in listening. A lot of times, people make decisions in the ivory tower. They're thinking in terms of this is best for our employees. Ask them. But when you do this, is ask it in a way that hopefully the culture is supportive of open communications. So it might be through focus groups. It might be through anonymous surveys. But ask them, because every culture is very different. We deal with manufacturing companies. We deal with legal firms and stuff. So everyone, wellness is going to be different things to different people and stuff. So that's part of it. The other thing, too, is defining wellness. When I ask people, what does wellness mean to you? Lots of organizations have different definitions. I personally like the approach that's more integrated. It looks at both the mental health, the physical health. It's more of a holistic model. But some companies, it's more about the financials, obviously. And so they're going to look more in terms of the healthcare costs and ways to reduce it through wellness programs.
So how can a company incentivize employees to participate in their wellness offerings? Are all incentives monetary?
They're not always monetary. One of the ways that we actually do it at Tandem, which is very interesting, is, and a lot of companies are doing this now, is that, a lot of companies will have their employees contribute toward their health insurance, nothing special over there. But if you do a biometric screening, you get a reduction in your rate. So we're able to actually see, by doing that, and we're able to get a sense of the employee's health and all that right from the get-go, even though it's anonymous, there's an incentive right there. Some employees or employers will end up giving away gift certificates and prizes throughout the year. I work with one company that they're so committed. They do events. They give away things. So they'll give a pedometer away to encourage people to do walking. They'll do gift certificates for gym memberships. Or right now, we provide a discount to our clients on suburban gym memberships. I'm now looking at one for Chicago-based gym memberships. So things of that nature, too.
Interesting. So how do employees feel about paying higher premiums if they're not going to participate in a wellness program? You mentioned that sometimes those premiums are reduced if they are participating. That means somebody that's not participating will be paying a little bit more. Can that have a negative impact on how the employee views the employer and the culture and the environment of the company?
I've never heard any negative feedback on it, but, it certainly could. But the thing is, people are now savvy, and they now know that healthcare costs continue to increase. And so, the company has to look at the bottom line. And for them to be successful, they need to be prudent with the resources that they've got. So, ultimately, when an employee decides what culture they want to go to, that's maybe one of the things to consider. And a commitment to wellness is actually generally a very good thing. So, I really haven't had too much negative feedback about that.
Interesting. So, Kevin, would you recommend implementing an EAP program at let's pick one of our listeners that might own a small business with only 5 to 10 people? Is there a program that can be custom and tailor-made for them?
So you're saying EAP or a wellness program?
Both.
Okay. Absolutely. We have, again, the mom and pop shops that have those type of programs. There's way, even if it's just like small incentives. So, for example, let's take in a company that has 10 employees. Even if you've got a speaker that comes in every quarter or so and talks about nutrition, talks about stress management, there's some companies that will bring a day in, and they'll have a day in which they'll have a masseuse come in, and they'll get a negotiated rate for that, and they might work with their insurer and all that. And so if there's 10 employees, they each get an hour, they go into a conference room, and they get a massage if they feel comfortable with it. So there's small steps that you can take to be able to implement a wellness program.
Fantastic. Well, employee assistance programs, wellness programs, really, really, really important for businesses to create the right culture and environment, something that we talk a lot about on Get Down to Business. So Kevin Einbinder, Senior Project Manager at Tandem HR, how can people get a hold of you?
They can call me at 224-353-2716, or they can email me at KEINBINDER@tandemhr.com.
Fantastic. Check out that website, tandemhr.com, because that's where you can find out so many great resources and information. Also, check out my website, shalomklein.com. You can download podcasts from Get Down to Business. But don't touch that dial. We've got more advice, tips, and information for you. You're listening to Get Down to Business.